Welcome back. Episode 34 of the Full Program Golf Podcast with me, Josh Conlon, and as ever, joined by Stevie McAvoy. Today, we are interviewing Alex Wright. You may well know him as the Surrey golfer on Instagram. He is also the assistant GM at West Sussex. We're going to talk all things photography and his quest to play the top 100 in England. Let's get into it. Stevie, how are we?
Hello, dear boy. How are you?
Yeah, you know what? The sun is shining. Played some good golf courses this week. It's a good time to be alive. How are you?
Let's dive. Yeah, I'm very well. Let's dive straight into it. Where have you been nipping around?
Yeah, so I managed to just nibble off a new golf course. So helps our year-long quest for the 20 spots. Played
Can I
Woking
guess?
on.
Oh,
Oh, I just bricked it.
yeah, no, it's fine.
I just broke it, didn't I? I just broke it, went straight in. I was getting a bit excitable, you know. Yeah, so completed the 3Ws now, finally, which is very nice. So played Woking on the weekend and also went back to the world-class Sunningdale Old. And just the vibe that place is completely unparalleled. And what was really nice was being able to go Woking, really highly rated golf course, very nice golf course, and top caliber of golf course, golf club, feel, everything. And just how Sunningdale just is a completely different beast to anything else. It's just the best by a mile.
Nice. So it's interesting. I didn't know you were going to play Boking, but I actually shared on our Instagram story the a kind of picture of the clubhouse because I believe the Wisteria's out on it at the moment, and obviously that clubhouse sits right on 18. Am I right in thinking?
Right on 14th green and then 18th to the right of it. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's in play.
Really?
It's in play.
Yeah. Well, and so I suppose it begs the question: 3W's final rankings, please.
So I actually got asked this question, and we've got obviously a couple of friends at Worplesdon, and they're not happy with my response. Let's say, but needless to say, no one seems to be happy with my rankings going off off the band and pod that we delivered. So I still stand by what I said there, and I stand by what I'm about to say now. I think we're talking about three very good golf courses, the 3Ws. I know each of them all like to think of themselves as the best, which is interesting, and I like it. And when they're at that close proximity with each other, I think as a golf course, I'm going to rate on golf course, and I'm going to go on club. That's what I'm going to go for.
Yeah, like
so
it.
Golf course in third is Worplesdon. In second is Woking, and top is West Hill. And I'm going to get killed for that because a lot of people that won't agree and think Woking's by far and away the best. Now, I have to caveat, I had a bit of a twinge in my back when I played it, so I didn't see the best of Woking because I played it as if I'm an old man and I can't swing. But I just think West Hill has a bit more about it. There's some weak holes on all of the three courses. The conditioning of Woking West Hill, for me, beats out Worplesdon. So that's why I go for those. In terms of club, interestingly, I'd have West Hill third. I would then probably go Woking second because of the two-ball nature, albeit Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, you can play four-ball. I like to be able to play four-ball, better ball, favorite style of golf. And then, interestingly, if I was to join a course, I would actually join Worplesdon because I think it's fun. But as in terms of what I think are the best courses, if I was joining a club for the best course, I wouldn't be a member at Roman Surrey. So that's where I'm at.
It makes a lot of sense. So, what are your thoughts on the first at Woking? Because that whole kind of divides opinion. Some people think it's a fun, short, risk reward start. Others are like, it's just a kind of hole to get you going. I heard someone say that because they didn't have a range or don't have a range, that almost the first is the range because it's this just kind of short, whack it, move on kind of thing. Where did you land on the first hole?
I think it's average. I think it's an average hole. It's 270 yards, but you probably want to land at 230 because it's then all downhill. You can't finish short, but it's probably a 230 carry, and then you're on the green, par four.
Hmm.
Green slopes ridiculously front to back. And that was something that actually put me off Woking a little bit. The green complexes were so severe that I think the members pride themselves on the green and how the greens and how severe they are. But actually, they were a little bit on the verge of the ridiculous rather than the sublime. And I felt as though, as a members club that's never going to host a massive competition because it just isn't going to be in the same realms as these big courses, all you're going to do is slow down play. I guess that's why it's a two-ball course. And actually, it's just a bit of a grind and sometimes a bit of a joke where you're hitting these
Mm.
putts too. Overall, though, I thought it was a sensational test, but that was why it just fell away a little bit for me. So, first hole, I would put it down as the third of the three W's opening holes.
It makes sense. I saw Crouch even pull trigger in the Sunningdale Pro Shop. Did you? Were you in his ear there? Come on, mate. Come on. You're not sponsored by Titleist.
He
You're not a pro. Buy some merch from a club.
Yeah, I actually didn't get in his ear, but he said to me when we were driving down, he was just like, I think I'm going to pull trigger on my first piece of merch. I was like, well, there's worse places to start, Sunningdale. And he got this nice white cap. And rather than the logo, it was like a picture from the 18th on the old. It's a nice cap.
Yeah.
Um, it's a nice cap. If I hadn't already got plenty of Sunningdale merch, I might have been tempted to dive into that.
Nice. Well, I haven't been on quite the adventure. I did manage to clip another round at Purdis Heath, which obviously we played and stuck on YouTube back into last year. So it was nice to get back out there quite quickly. And I have to say, like, we were obviously playing it towards the end of the season. I played it, now in the kind of almost the pomp of golf courses in the UK, certainly in the south. And 4 p.m. tea time on a Saturday, and it was absolutely glorious. Like it's growing on me the more I play at that place. We spoke about it before, but that stretch from about 6 through to 13 is like actually really good. And
Yeah.
it's very, very playable. And yeah, like you could shoot some good scores, I think, if you played there, and you'd be really happy doing it. So other than that, I did visit RMS for the first time Sunday, which was nice to at least play once this year after paying my membership fee. So it was good to nibble one round. I felt like it was a bit kind of in between the two spring meets is kind of how I felt, but playing
Okay.
Sunday next weekend. So it'll be interesting to see what we think of conditioning there afterwards. But should we crescendo quite quickly into PGA Tour stuff? Because it was quite an interesting tournament this week, wasn't it?
It was the truest, yes. And before we do that, very, very briefly, Jurav Premlal, I probably butchered his name, 28 under at El Prat Estrella Down Masters on the DP World Tour, wins by 14, and at one point is um, threatening the 15 shot lead win that Tiger had, which would be the record at the US Open. Wins by 14. He was 2 under after 23 holes. He'd have won by 4 if he'd only played the weekend. I mean, that's just like a stat that you've got to do. We just got to call that out before we get to what was a better tournament in the Truist, for sure.
Wow, interesting. Funnily enough, so El Prat was where I was. There was a moment in my life where I thought I was going to move to Barcelona, and that is where I was eyeing up. That would have been a slightly different turn in my golfing career, but never happened. Anyway, but that is a good stat.
Yeah, his biggest paycheck had been 21,000 euros before he won the 470k winner's price check this weekend. Just
Well,
nice. Love that.
do you know what? And I think this is a nice segue to tee you up to talking about this weekend just gone. But if we go back, we didn't catch up on the Cadillac. What a great story. The Fitzpatrick younger brother, Alex, obviously gets in the field, comes ninth in the Cadillac and picks up a check that's exactly the same, basically, as if he'd have gone to Turkey, which is what he was due to do, and he'd have won there. So carried a bit of form over, and then obviously into the weekend just gone.
Yeah, and God, it would have been great to have seen Alex win. It really, really would. There were lots of group chats popping off, conversations going. Sheffield boy, let's get another one, another winner again. what a great performance is what I want to start by saying. You know, it was a real shame that Sunday just was a bridge too far, and he didn't have his best. And it was fair to say that he was sort of grinding all day, missed a couple of early putts that on another day they go in, and was I just never quite felt he was going to do it. But the Saturday round of golf was sublime. It was really, really an excellent showcase of golf, and it was just a great tournament. Great names up there. You know, you had Nicola Højgaard, which was great to see. Ricky Fowler coming back, which was fantastic to see. Obviously, Alex Fitzpatrick. Christopher Wrightham, by the way, he is a killer. He is an absolute certified killer. He's going to be a perennial winner. I think he's going to win a lot on the PGA Tour. I think he's a killer. I just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And I was looking at, you know, obviously Alex Fitz has got 3 starts, you could argue, on the PGA Tour this year so far. He's 22nd now on the FedEx Cup already. It's already. It's absolutely phenomenal. You know, we do a little Dan Brown check every week that he's playing, and he's down in like 100 and something. Alex is 22nd in 3. It just shows what a absolute explosion he's had onto the scene. With the win and then the T9 and then the 4th on his own. Just brilliant.
And like you said, he played so well for 3 days, and obviously off to a bad start Sunday. Really gutsy, I thought, to pull back. I think he had 3 birdies, kind of, it was about 11, 12, 13 kind of space, and obviously he was back in the lead for a period of time on that back 9, and then obviously just fell away with another double in the closing stretch. But I think it's going to put him in good stead going forward. Like, the amount of times you see someone get that 54-hole lead, fall away a little bit on the Sunday, but you know they've got the rub. You know they've got the rub of being in the chase, in the lead, right when it matters. And I do think that, I would say more often than not, but a lot of the times you then are 5 weeks later and all of a sudden they're in the same position, yet they feel more comfortable and they actually get it done. So look, if you'd have told him he was going to go 9th, 4th straight out the gate after winning, he'd have probably bitten your arm off. And so feeling really good about it, feeling really good about it going forward. And, you know, wouldn't be surprised if he clipped another win this year. I really wouldn't.
No, agreed. Yeah, I felt he was just a little bit behind when he didn't birdie 14 or 15. Bad chip, bad putt. But let's not focus on that. Agree with you. He's earned, what, about 2 million quid, maybe a bit more. He takes that in 3 weeks. It's a pretty good clip. Might even be like 2.8. And just as we're closing out, before we bring Alex in, another friend of the pod, a great week on the Challenge Tour for Barkley Brown. Good gets his start through the England Golf program, which is fantastic. And third, right in and amongst it, tied first going into the last round with Chris Wood, a former Ryder Cup player we have to remember, mixing it with the best of them. Good, solid 4 under, bogey free last day round. Not quite enough. Shows he's got the form. Shows he's got it. Up the Sheffield boys. Let's get into it.
Yeah, love it for Sheffield boys. And I will just cap us off now. I feel like we actually haven't really dived into the live topic since the news break with Pith pulling out and everything else. But as it still rumbles on this year, I just want to give a final shout out to Anthony Kim, 62, on in the final round in Virginia. I mean, what an unbelievable round of golf that was, obviously, to help the Aces claim the team victory. Really interested to see what he does in the aftermath of live. But I think that's a big topic and for another day. So, as you said, from Alex Fitzpatrick, we now go to Alex Wright. As you said in the intro, Alex is the Surrey golfer on Instagram. He's one of my favourite accounts to follow. Beautiful photography. I need to get down to West Sussex, which is where he also works as the assistant GM, because he's just regularly feeding the gram with just unbelievable clips of this course. And so, without further ado, let's get into the interview with Alex Wright. Alex Wright, welcome to the pod.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So, as we said in the intro, you are the Surrey golfer on Instagram, amateur golf photographer, which and one of my favourite accounts, I must say. And then you're also the assistant GM at West Sussex, which is an incredibly highly rated golf club, obviously down in the south of England. First question to you: what currently is the more prized possession, the golf clubs or the camera?
I don't know. Maybe in terms of monetary value, they're probably maybe about the same. But I don't know. It's a funny one. I really really enjoy my golf, but I think like over the last couple of years, it's for me, it's like being out on the golf course and being able to take photos is kind of that elevation of just the whole golf experience for me. Like I can walk over a golf course and shoot, 10, 11, 12 over and not be mad about it because I've always got the opportunity to take a photo. So it's yeah, they're good. It's a symbiotic relationship at the minute. It's good. It's good fun.
No.
Might have to start getting the camera out if I can do that then. The world's angriest golfer sat here.
Do you ever find that? Do you think like almost you're distracted by the camera at all, or like are you at the point now where you find it's just kind of very much like you're in the habit, the camera goes with you, and you kind of seem to do both? Because I mean, we do, we play and we'll play kind of competitive tournaments at the golf club, but then we also try and do vlogs, and it is like a bit of a shift, I find.
Yeah, it's sometimes that has to go away. But yeah, I mean, like you said at the top of the show, I'm an amateur golfer and an amateur photographer, and so I'm not competing too much. And I'm fortunate to play in a foursomes competition, called the Halford Hewitt. Although I haven't been picked for the last couple of years because the team's too good and the side's too young. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't come along with me like if I was competing or anything like that. But the social golf I play or hosting people at West Sussex, the ability to go out and take a camera and to be really nice and casual. That's how I like it.
Nice, yeah. Josh and I unfortunately didn't go to good enough schools for the Hertfordshire. I believe we both could get into the Grafton Moorish, and that's that's where we have to ply our trade.
Yeah, nice.
I'm not even there.
Competitive foursomes is it's difficult stuff to play scratch foursomes in what is likely to be testing weather, people watching, relying on your playing partner and him relying on you. Yeah, tough.
Yeah, no sorries, of course, is the golden rule.
Never. That's agreed before you tee it up. Yeah.
See, I like a couple of sorries in there. I like the fear. Like, there's no sorries until you're absolutely just continuing to put me or I'm putting you in the cabbage. At which case we need some sorries. When I missed my first 2-footer with a rattlesnake, it's like, sorry.
You got to set expectations, haven't you?
Absolutely.
I mean, to set the scene, Josh has the wildest foursomes partner in the whole golf club at the moment, and so I assume he's at least expecting some sorries along the way.
Yeah. To tell you a story, the most nervous I've ever been on a golf course was when I played in the Hewitt. First time I played in the Hewitt, so getting picked was great, but nerve-wracking. You stand on that first tee at Royal Cinque Ports and you've got the wind coming in, like right into you. Or it's kind of into off the left. And if you've ever played at Dill, you've got the clubhouse about 200 yards down the right-hand side, OB, and, kind of you drive up and there's 150 people, 70 people on the terrace, 70 people along the fairway. And I was I was playing the odds. So I was teeing off first. And if you draw the match after 18, you have to go back down one again and play hole 19 and then 20 or however many holes you need to finish the match. So I was standing on the tee, nervous already. Then the first match came off 18, and had to wait a little bit longer. And then another one came off 18, had to wait a little bit longer. And yeah, hitting that tee shot with that wind, with people watching, I've never been so nervous. Something scabby, low off the hill, first cut fairway down the right was enough. But yeah, shaking in my boots.
I was going to say, where did it end up with that build up?
So yeah, I know it could have been terrible. And literally, when we turned up to the club, we saw balls bouncing down the road and then bouncing back inbounds. So it's all possible.
Blimey! All right, let's take it back a couple of steps. Like, set the scene for us. Like, where did golf enter your life? Where did photography come in? Like, how what's the journey to get to the point now where, like you said, you're kind of in the industry, and obviously you've got an Instagram page that you kind of invested a decent amount of time into.
Yeah, I mean, golf has always been part of my life. Lucky, my dad took me and my brother down to a little 9-hole at the time called Huntswood, just the other side of Burnham Beeches. Great little course, Parkland course. And yeah, so golf very quickly become part of our sporting activities as two brothers. And then we kind of continued to play summer holidays, school teams, and then I went to university, founded the Golf Society at university, which was great fun. 3 years there in Bristol, and then I got a job, and so golf was always, I always wanted to do something in golf. I felt like, for me, I could, you know, sell Mars bars in a pro shop, sit in a mow at 4 a.m. in the morning and be happy. I just wanted to kind of do something in golf. But, picked up a job in the city working as a planning consultant, ran the company golf days. So I tried to do as much as I possibly could do, despite not being in golf. And then during COVID, had a bit of a rethink. And yeah, I really wasn't enjoying my job at the time. And yeah, kind of had a period where didn't know what I wanted to do. I remember chatting with my wife in our bedroom, and I was looking for another planning job, and she was like, "No, don't you dare! What do you want to do?" And golf was an obvious answer. So we sat on the end of the bed, prayed, opened up the Bible, opened up our laptop, and literally, like, the first thing that we saw was this job at a golf club 4 minutes down the road called Perfect Lakes. Golf post COVID was going crazy, so it was a real baptism of fire in terms of how to run a golf club and what needs to be done, and agronomy, sales, all of the above. And yeah, very lucky, very fortunate to work at Perford at a time where so much was going on. So had 4 years at Perford, and that was around about the time that I started the Instagram account, the Surrey Golfer. I started on Twitter. I did a lot of writing before. I wish I did more now, but time has got in the way. Other things have got in the way. So it started on Twitter, writing blog posts. And then, somebody said, Twitter's not the place for photographs. Get yourself on Instagram. So that's what I did. And then that's how it started. And yeah, then succession of jobs came up. I short stint at Brocket Hall, and now at West Sussex, and count myself very fortunate. Yeah.
We've actually just nipped the head greenkeeper from Brocket Hall at the club that we're a member at.
Okay. Where are you? I can't remember.
What's his name, Josh?
Graham.
Yeah, Graham.
Yeah, we're at Royal
Graham
Mid-Surrey.
Downs.
Okay, yeah, Graham Downs. Graham's a great guy. His brother founded Black Bear Burger. Yeah.
Really?
That's good intel.
Yes, good knowledge there. No, he's really good guy. Really good guy.
Yeah, he's come in and
the
made
family
a
just
difference.
completing side quests. I love that.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Yeah, Graham's good.
Yeah, he came in. So at Mid-Surrey, we had a big problem because we're on the Thames, so we're in the floodplain, and then we had flooding issues, etc., etc. And so he's kind of come into a bit of a kind of ugly child, I suppose, but just come in and made lots of really sensible decisions. And I think that's just all you can ask for when someone comes in like that.
It is, and that's when you have so many clubs out there have had greenkeepers. It's the type of job where that somebody will get not comfortable but really familiar with the site, and they'll stay there for a long time. And what if that person retires or moves on to a different job, they're a kind of fresh pair of eyes at a golf course. In that first couple of years, there's a bit of a honeymoon phase, and some really quick wins start to happen. And I hope it does for Royal Mid-Surrey. That'd be great.
Fingers crossed. And so when did you then finally make the move across to West Sussex? And is that a club that was on your radar before?
Yeah.
We kind of hawk the rankings, like we know where it is, like it's very much on our radar, but was it on yours?
It was. I was very lucky when I played for our school team, again in a foursomes competition. I played West Sussex when I was about 14. And I remember it being, a pretty foggy memory of what it was like, but I remember it being, Purple Heather, it being Heathland, remember playing terrible golf, but I just remember it being lovely. And then maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, I became friends with a couple of members. I had a couple of outings there, but I remember kind of one time working in the industry, you're very lucky. You can get to play some amazing places through just a polite email and a request, and the industry is great for that. And I remember sending the secretary an email, one early August day, and I said, look, I'm just on my own. Can I come down at 4:30? And won't get in anybody's way. And the secretary very kindly said, yes, of course. And I played this round in like the most incredible light. And I just thought to myself, what an incredible place! Like, so much better than I ever remembered it. And 5 months later, the job came up, and and then so I've been at West Sussex pretty much a year, almost a year to the day. Well, just over a year to the day.
Amazing. And so you mentioned there the kind of header, you described a little bit. I mean, someone who's not played there, like, sell the West Sussex dream to us.
It's my job, so I should be good at this, shouldn't I? So, but it actually almost comes down to the logo. So we've got quite a famous logo, I'd say, but nice and simple. It's just the shield with 3 colours. You've got the kind of iridescent purple, which is the heather, and then you've got the yellow, which is actually gorse. Most people think it's the sand because it's an incredibly sandy site, but it's for the gorse, and then green for the pine trees. And that's it. Like, golf's best tapestry for it's incredible golf. Really, really, really firm. It is at the minute. It's playing like mid-July at the minute with the lack of rain. 4 mil of rain in April, 40 mil in March. It's been, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy start, but firm and fast conditions, like beautiful heather fringed bunkers, and it's very unique at West Sussex because we are fairway then heather. There's no first cut anywhere, so short grass. Play the ground game, and it's stunning, but it's difficult. Can be difficult, and then you've got the added uniqueness of it being a par 68 with only one par 5, and it is a test. It's a test. It's a great test.
I love that. It sounds great. I always, whenever I've seen the logo, and now that you've explained the logo, that's even cooler, to be honest. I always just thought it was like the Belgium flag. I thought there was maybe like an affinity to Belgium from somewhere. I didn't know what it was. Like, it's interesting to hear that they're those 3 different colours. It's on the list. And so, 2-ball golf course. We're right. Right in saying is, and that's all week round.
All week round. There's very, very few exceptions, and mainly for member competitions. There's the odd, Christmas scramble, for example. But 2-ball golf, which is unique. There's maybe us and 2 or 3 others in the country, but a lot of it has to do, obviously, traditions. Golf course, started in 1930, and 2-ball golf was there from the outset. But it's also, to play 4-ball golf around there is difficult. The routing is really intimate. The green to tee transitions are really short and beautiful, and so 4-ball golf, actually, the golf courses are designed for it. And with foursomes and walking ahead and keeping up pace of play, that's all what it's about. So there are occasions where you may ask a member how they played, and the answer is very well, Alex, 3 hours 15. But it's fantastic. It's great to go out there, in a 2-ball late afternoon. It's the best time.
So the next question, kind of building on that, is neither of us play at a 2-ball golf club. What do you actually see? Is it mainly 2 players going out? Like, how often do you see foursomes games rolling out?
It's mainly member play, but some of our best society days, like we've got Mashi hosting a day with us. I think this week, actually, Wednesday. And so their itinerary is they go off in 2 balls in the morning, have a fantastic lunch, 2 course carvery, they get dressed up a little bit for lunch, and then go and play foursomes afterwards. And that kind of concoction is really, really good fun. It's 36 holes and not slog. Get to play half the shots in the afternoon, and it's a really good choice. But it's mainly member play for foursomes, I would say. Visitors just want to play their own ball pitches.
I have to say, so I was chatting to a member there, and I believe you can tell us in more detail. I think it's your men's dinner. At your men's dinner, do you not just you do a random pairings draw, and then the next day everyone goes out in like a men's dinner competition, something like that?
That is a great event. It's a black tie dinner on. I think it's going to be on the Friday. 4-course jobby, so get really stuck in. Great wine. We're very lucky. We have great wine list, and so we then do a draw, like a random draw, pretty much, and then they all go out in the morning. So as an office and club employee, it's a long couple of days for me, but it's great. And the next day to be paired up, and it's completely random. And then there is also an unofficial tote that goes on in the evening. So there's a little bit of betting on the best pair or what pair the members think will win. So it's great fun.
Love it. And then I was wondering if you're going to touch on the par 68. So it's one par 5, is it? Where does the par 5 come? Because I'm a big par 5 position person. Like we have a par 5 at the second hole at Royal Surrey, and it comes too early. It'd be an amazing hole if it was 16, 17. You're chasing a score, but it's kind of like and you just kind of play at the 3-shotter and that's it. Where is your par 5? Is it gettable?
It is gettable. It's straight off the bat. It's hole 1. So.
No,
it's really interesting though, because golf courses designed around that time didn't have practice facilities. So our range, we're very lucky. Our practice facilities are fantastic, and they're right next to the club. And you think, it's going to be this way since day one, but no, it used to be an airfield. And so historically, first holes, you always had that gentle handshake opener, and that was basically your practice hole. You got it out of the way, you had 2 swings at it, and off you go. So it's about 470, 480 yard par 5, and at the minute it's a driver 8 iron with how firm it is at the minute. So it's very gettable. I remember making albatross last week, so it's it's a great hole. It's a really, really good start, and it can, if you make par there, you're a bit like, it's going to be difficult to try and pick up that birdie somewhere else in the course, but it's a good start.
Love it. And then last thing kind of on West Sussex, I just want to touch on and ask you what it was like. I'm pretty sure you played in it, if I remember correctly from your Instagram. You had one of the cookie jar events there.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good, actually. I actually fell on my 30th birthday, so it was a good day all round. And I may or may not have actually won the event. So I'm going to speak very high. I'm going to speak very highly of it. But yeah, we're lucky. We Cookie Jar were employed by the business, by the club, just before I started. So they manage our social media account, along with a bit of content generation from myself when needed. And they hosted an invitational foursomes event. It was fantastic. Get stuck in at lunch, like I said, in the dining room, go out, play foursomes, kind of the real essence of the club, and very fortunate to come away with a W. So it's good fun.
I was going to say, I was pretty sure there was a picture of you sat on the lip of a bunker somewhere holding a trophy. So obviously a bit of local knowledge shone through on that day.
It helped. Yeah, it helped.
Nice, cool. All right, let's kind of move away from West Sussex, because you're obviously an avid golfer and have played a lot of very good golf courses. Thought we'd just touch on a recent trip you just did down to the Kent coast, if you will. What are the highlights from that little jaunt?
It was incredibly windy, I could tell you that. I think we had 50-mile-an-hour winds at Royal St George's. Thank goodness the rough was down. But I love it down there. I'm very fortunate that I get to spend a fair bit of time down there each year, whether it's the Hewitt or a bit of alumni golf or just kind of knowing a few people down at the club. And so, we went down there on the Wednesday, and I took a few colleagues down there. So it was a little bit of, learning best practice and sharing some trade secrets and hospitality and good agronomy and all of the above. And played 18 at Royal St George's. It was fantastic. It's in the best condition it's ever been at the minute. And I used to be a country member at Hayling, and Royal St George's nabbed a Hayling head course manager at the time, and Greg Easton, and his eye for detail has been superb. So Royal St George's members are very lucky. They were lucky already, but they're even luckier now. The golf course was fantastic, and so we had some great hosts down there. The pro shop guys, especially Harry in the pro shop, he was great. And we're fortunate to know the McGurk family, so they put us up at Prince's, which was lovely. Don't take that for granted, and we managed to get out for 9 holes in late afternoon at Prince's. So that was Wednesday, which was really, really nice, and had a good, got stuck in at dinner. And if you ever stayed at the lodge there at Prince's, got a bar, brilliant. You got all the bar, the memorabilia around, and Arsenal on the telly, and I'm a Gooner, so that was good.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
That is such a shame.
And then we got up nice and early and managed to hop across to Deal on the Thursday, and I think yeah, Rawsing Ports is fantastic, full of funk and quirk, and a bit less windy, so you could play the shots you wanted to play. It's great, a great trip.
If you you have to rank the three, would you conform with what people who are not going to hear what you're going to say just yet? Would you stick with what people would suspect, or do you have a slightly different ranking of the three?
I think, yeah, I think when I first started playing those courses, I think Deal probably picked it for me. I didn't quite get Royal St George's the first time around. It was, Royal St Ports is out and back. It's really funky, but you can kind of see it all in front of you. Whereas, at Royal St George's, there's a lot lurking that you don't know. And, but over time, the more and more I play it, I think Royal St George's maybe just gets it. But there is, and there's something to be said for Royal St George's. How the routing changes direction all the time. You don't have that battle coming in. That's just an excuse. You don't have that battle coming in like you do at Deal. It's kind of all over the place. So you're playing lots of different shots. And at Deal, you just got to hang on for dear life when you're coming home. So, but it's great with it. It's a fantastic feature. But yeah, close, but Royal St George's gets it for me.
Nice.
Yeah,
we can agree on that.
And I think for anyone that hasn't played them and wants to get a flavour of them, head over to your Instagram page. Like, absolutely amazing shots from all of them. Great carousels, and winding it back to West Sussex, you treat us about once a week, it feels, to an early morning shot or whatever it might be, just to kind of wet the whistle, which is always nice. For the photographers that might be listening, what are you using? What settings are you putting in place to get pictures looking like that?
Well, I did a bit of research before I picked up a camera, so I think I picked up my camera. Where are we? About a year and a half ago. So up until that point, it was purely iPhone stuff, and I found that the iPhones have got so much better with photography, but I was nowhere near using it to its nth degree. I just found something that worked and that people liked. It was going to the 70mm aperture length within the iPhone. It's brought things into a nicer field. It wasn't flat. So I just wanted to replicate that with the camera that I picked up, and I've got it here in preparation. So it's a Fuji X-T5. So it's got that kind of classic look to it, but fully digital. And it's got a 65mm lens on it. So fixed aperture. And what I really love about it is that it makes me move around the subject. It hasn't got a zoom lens. I'm not compromising. I've got to go and get the shot, which is
nice.
Great. I really enjoy doing that. And Fujifilm, if you looked into Fuji at all, the inbuilt recipes, so basic filters, are fantastic. You really don't need to do very much with them in post, although I do. It's pretty easy to take a shot, have it attached to your bag or in your hand as you walk in. It's not a big piece of kit. So
perfect. And so an interesting kind of wrinkle to all of the photography stuff that I've been seeing is, by the looks of it, you're starting to work with more and more golf brands. Stitch, Glenmoor, I don't know if there's any others, but keen to understand kind of how that came about. Like, who are you actively working with now? Like, I'm a big fan of Stitch, and I remember you put a picture up being like, I'm season ready kind of thing, and it was like bag, holder, all that kind of stuff, and it just looked quality.
Yeah, I'm just lucky with really how the platform was grown organically, and brands want to use certain platforms to reach an audience. I don't need to tell you guys, it helps having a decent audience, and if you can take a picture, then they're kind of willing to send you little bits here and there. But Stitch is great. I think like best polo shirt in golf potentially. The button down collar keeps it nice and stiff, and bags are great. I used to have a Titleist Lynx Legend. I still do. It's in fantastic condition. I still use it every now and then. But the Stitch, I think it's the Gen 2. It's fantastic bag, really good. But just being able to take a good photo, I think brands have kind of their eyes have been opened, especially with user generated content. I can get it in my hand and it can look quite authentic with me using it, and just putting it organically into posts, which has worked quite well. It's good fun.
Yeah, I think the stitch clothing is underrated. I think at the moment in the UK, people, even the bag, stitch is really only starting to make its way into the UK. It's obviously much bigger in America. I think people are still thinking bags first of them, but I think we will see more and more of their clothing come into the market. Do you have it in the pro shop at West Sussex?
Yeah, we
Stitch
have. Only recently,
Really?
in the last couple of weeks. So we've got a small capsule in there. It's going well, and all their kind of hand luggage stuff as well, all the like rucksacks and the suit carrier and stuff. It's really nice, really high quality stuff. So yeah, good.
It is indeed. And if Stitch are listening to this, Josh and I would also love to have some Stitch gear. So please reach out and get in touch. So final question, who's your dream brand? Who would you love to open your DMs and see has entered them and wanted to work with you?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I think the overall quality and like the style of Peter Millar is great. But they don't even work with pro golfers, let alone little old me. So it's probably not going to happen, but who knows? But yeah, Peter Millar are really classy. I like what they do. But it's more, I love my travel. If I can, travel a little bit more and play golf and take my family with me, it's doing a little bit of that rather than the physical gear. And I'm lucky. I'm set for the season and potentially beyond. So it's about getting out, taking some more photos, taking my family with me, and seeing what we could do.
Very good. All right. Well, I think you've kind of segued us beautifully there. Let's get into some golf travel because that's obviously what we like to talk about. I'm going to pose you the question. I hope you prepared. What is your favorite golf destination? Like, where have you been? What just sits top of the list as the place that if anyone asks you the question, where should I go next? That's where you tell them.
Gosh, yeah, I have thought about it. I think, like, personally for me, like the Costa del Sol has got so much nostalgia for me. It was somewhere that we went as a family every year. Literally, I went every summer since I was 4 months old, and so we got to know it like the back of our hand. And then I met my now wife, and literally 2 weeks before I met her, her parents picked up a place out there. It was like brilliant, nice. And so, but the golf courses out there are fantastic. It's not your Surrey golf, it's not your Links golf, but the quality of golf out there and just the general enjoyment is brilliant. And so nobody's going to have a bad time when they go to play golf out there. So easy answer potentially. But last year I was lucky enough to be invited to go and visit Comporta, so Portugal's new golf destination. 2 new courses down there, Terrace de Comporta and Torre. Sergio Garcia's kind of first design. But that whole stretch of coastline south of Lisbon, just before you get to the Algarve, is stunning. Like epic beaches, crazy duneland, like the most perfect flora tapestry for golf you can imagine. So unbelievable that you've only had 1 or 2 golf courses in the destination up until now. But yeah, that Terrace de Comporta and what they're building around it, the hotels, the restaurants, everything. It's watch your space in the next 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of bits to jump in there. I was actually just whilst you're talking, I thought Terrace de Comporta it's now number 1 in Portugal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're clearly doing a phenomenal job. And as much as doing a great job in Portugal, it's always nice. I have also been brought up in a family that loves the Costa del Sol, so we're going to have to start talking a bit of beautiful Spain. Whereabouts? What was the course that you remember playing the most? We've all got one that sort of the family ended up at. What's your favourite? Maybe it's the obvious answer, but maybe just get a feel from you. What are the sort of the hidden gems in your eyes?
A big hidden gem for me, and I kind of recommended it to a couple of friends at the start of the year, and they went and they had a great time. So I'm lucky that they enjoyed it. Is Santana? So Santana, like just north of Mijas, you kind of come off that Mijas road, like just go towards La Cala. Before you get to La Cala, there's a little old course called Santana, and so it's through an old avocado farm. So it's got these like beautiful ruins that were probably from old farmhouses, and it's beautiful. You've got like big eucalyptus trees like overarching the fairways. It's stunning. And then the clubhouse is really small, really good food, good wine. €12 after you're around, you get a couple of plates of tapas and a beer. It's fantastic, and got some good family memories there. So I got married in August 2023, and we stayed just up the road from Santana. In where do we go? I can't remember now, but just up the road from Santana. And my wife was very generous enough to allow me to play golf on the morning of my wedding. We all there's an excuse.
You want that blow?
Yeah, we were all staying in the same place, so I had to leave in order for her to get ready. That's what I'm telling myself. And we played 18 holes, and I hit this shot on the ninth hole, so 130 yards in, 9-iron, and a slam dunk for an eagle 2 in the morning of my wedding, and destroy the cup. So good stories there. My dad's had a hole in one there. So yeah, if you're asking for a hidden gem in the Costa del Sol, that's the one.
Question to you, Josh. Would you want to play golf in the morning for your wedding?
I'd want to play in the morning and the afternoon.
Because I'm a bit of a post golf napper, and I've always thought to myself, like, I like the romantic idea of playing golf the morning of my wedding, but I actually just feel like I'd be like getting going at the wedding and just being like, I could do a 45-minute lie down here.
The adrenaline kicks in, carries you through.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I'm
and
actually
favorite course.
Sorry, I'm actually going to that coast of Spain for the first time on Friday. So the fact that Josh loves it and I'm going for the first time is actually the perfect destination. Sorry, Josh, I interrupted you.
No problem at all. I was just going to say, favorite course down there. Is it the obvious? Is it Valderrama, or are there some others that tickle your fancy?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Valderrama. Just like
Just a joke.
Quality of the turf, and yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. And just walk around there. I was lucky the last time I played there. Again, working in the industry, it helps. But I was first out, myself and a caddy, 8 a.m. Just me and the greenkeepers. It's fantastic. Loved it.
It's mega. It's got a vibe very similar to those elite clubs that we've all been to. And just before you were on, we were talking about Sunningdale, and it's got those sorts of vibes where it's just quietly just special, and you just know it from, especially Valderrama. You drive up the patio, drive up the little road, and you got the flags, and the range is right in front of you, and just right from the get go, it has those touches, doesn't it? It's a joke. It's a joke. Good. Have you played a couple of the other big boys down there in Sotogrande and Finca?
Yeah, Sotogrande is probably the one that I haven't played yet, but San Roque Old, I played before their recent renovations, so really keen to get back there and see that. And yeah, we played Finca as a family, and yeah, big site, and I remember, good times there. Finca's great.
Love it. Yeah, could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, but needless to say, I'm with you on the Costa del Sol as a go-to vibe.
Yeah.
So let's build out Costa del Sol a little bit. So if you were to recommend to a listener, hadn't been before, how many days would you set aside? What's the itinerary? And if I could get you to, pick the golf courses you'd send them to, and then maybe a restaurant, maybe a bar that you can't miss out as well.
Yeah, easily. Try not to fall into Linekers. That would be the best.
Supporting British.
Yeah,
you're not playing golf the next day if you do.
So I'd try and plonk myself in Aloha. It's a lovely residential area, just kind of up the road from Porto Banús, so in a real hub, but far enough away that you're not on the first line or the second line. You're just up the hill a little bit, which is nice. And then all around there, you don't have to travel too far. You've got kind of 3 courses right there, in my opinion, that you don't need to go anywhere else. So you got the Westin, which is 3 nines there, which is attached to as the Westin Hotel, so it's the La Quinta. 3 nines there, so you can have kind of endless combinations of golf there, which is great. Then the second one would be Los Naranjos. Terrible Spanish accent, but Los Naranjos. So it's Swedish owned, big Swedish cohort in Marbs, but they do their golf very well. They love their golf. So yeah, that golf course is fantastic. It's seen itself on the LET tour. So great golf course. There's amazing backdrops with La Honcha in the background. But the kind of the best one in the area is Las Brisas, and that's gone through a major renovation period, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago now, and that's fantastic. It's so good. The bunkering is superb. It's a lot more kind of intricate and more refined than there's maybe some of the other just classic Spanish golf courses down there that are geared up for tourism. It's a real members club, and yeah, they're brilliant. And restaurant. Let's not forget restaurant. Gosh, there's so many. Yeah, I think there's a Trocadero you got in Estepona, or there's also one a little bit further down the road near a golf course called Rio Real. That's great fun. You're just on the beach and just had a great time. Paella over a fire on the beach doesn't get much better than that. So yeah, that's a big recommendation. And then if you want to go and have breakfast before a round, go to Breathe on the roundabout, just where Aloha is. Yeah, it's a good bet.
I mean, I'm honest. I'm pitching this as if I'm asking it for the listeners' benefit. I'm actually just asking it for my benefit. I'm playing a Los Neronios on Friday, which I'm looking forward to very much, and I need some restaurant recommendations. Josh, have you got any restaurant recommendations just to cap it off?
Yeah, so there's a new one that's called La Mama, which is just up from Breathe, and then obviously to Breathe you've got Breathe, La Sala, and one that's owned by La Sala next to it, which are all decent. And then just up the road, closer to Aloha Gardens, where you're alluding to there, Alex. I think it's called. It's part. I think it's part of the Big Mama group. That's the Italians. So that's good. And then if you're a bit off the beaten track, for me, the best restaurant in the area is Los Abanicos up in Benavis. Really Spanish, really traditional. It's down this little cobbled street. They don't accept online bookings. They don't want your business. It's just a word of mouth thing. The food's sensational, really Spanish. But yeah, love what you're doing with Los Arancos, Las Brisas, La Quinta. Albeit La Quinta's needs a little facelift here and there. I would say Rio Real that you mentioned is a great sub in as well.
Yeah,
it's just a great area.
Yeah,
very good, very good. Well, it's safe to say I'm very excited to get out there. Josh, anything final before we move to our parting question?
Yeah, I actually just want to obviously seen your quest for playing England's top 100. Again, I'd love just 2 questions to ask. 3 actually. I'm going to go 3. Yeah. I'm going to indulge myself if I may. I'd like your favorite. I'd like the biggest hidden gem. And I appreciate you're in the industry, so you might swerve this one, and I'm giving you the out if you want it. Your biggest disappointment. There you 3.
Okay. So the first one's my favorite. Not clarification, not necessarily the best, but my favorite.
Right. Your favorite, personal preference.
Interesting.
Don't say right.
I would say, and it's a bit of a cult favorite among my mates, and that's Parkstone. Okay, Parkstone down in Bournemouth. Like presentation, turf quality, kind of just general architectural interest. It's pretty good, and
a great logo.
Yeah, a great logo to get go down there, part of a trip as well. Ferndown, Broadstone, Isla Purbeck. It's we're pretty lucky, and that's very much undersold. And Parkstone is fantastic.
Parkstone has the best photography of every golf club website in the UK, in my opinion. When we built our website, I looked at thousands and thousands and thousands of images, and the 12 hero images they've got from there are phenomenal.
Who did it? Was it Jason Livy? Do you know?
I don't know who did them, but I mean, if you go on their website, you'll see them. Like quite different lighting, but just contrast is amazing. Holes look interesting. Like it's just really well done.
Yeah, I love Parkstone. And then what was the second one? Remind me.
Hidden gem, please.
Hidden gem.
I love where you've gone with the first one, by the way. Parkstone's mega.
Hidden gem.
And it can be a hidden gem for any reason. It could be fairly highly ranked, but for whatever reason you overlooked it. It could be one of the lower ranks that you go, that was actually just really great. You had a great day on it.
Gosh, I think, I'd say Hailing is not a hidden gem anymore. But if you asked me this 6 months ago prior to the recent ranking reveal, I probably would have said it's criminally underrated. But yeah, so to hop down the A3 and drive over that bridge to a little island that nobody really knows about. They've got a couple of caravans on it and a stony beach, and that's about it. But there is a killer links course on there, and holes 7 through to 14 is some of the best links land in the country. And kind of the unique part about it is you're so close to the sea. It's a channel, not the sea, but it's quite unique to have an English links course where you can see all of that, and so you really do feel like you're on the coast. And I used to be a country member there, and driving over that bridge and just kind of leaving everything behind you was lovely. Hailing's super.
Nice. One for us to stick on the list for sure.
Yeah.
And then the last one, biggest disappointment.
I can't.
No, that's fair.
I can't do that, gents. I'm sorry.
I like it. Keep it professional.
It.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will then fire off our usual parting question. I'm going to ask you for your fantasy 4-ball and the course that you want to play it at.
Cool. All right. Like I said, I did some prep, so I gave this some thought. I was starting golf. Faith is a big part of my life, and somebody that isn't scared of being talking about his faith is Scotty Scheffler. So I think to tee out with him and see what's going on with his footwork and talk about the order, I think would be fantastic. I love 4.5 hours with him. That would be great. Second one is a bit weird. So hold on to this. Is a chap called Jay.
It's your list.
Chap called Jay Rayner, and if anybody of you watch MasterChef or read the Waitrose newspaper like I do, then Jay Rayner is a food critic, and he's hilarious. He's a good cook himself. He's a jazz musician, and just very 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 quick with his humour. Very funny guy. So Jay Rayner for me. And then, as I said, I'm a gooner. And another man of faith, Bukayo Saka. So Saka can come out with us. We wouldn't mind that.
Saka's your out of one Arsenal player. You're going Saka as your Arsenal slot.
Starboy. Wow. Yeah, it's always. and then course. It's a fantasy course, guys. Right. So we're going to go to Cypress Point.
Very nice.
With the views.
If you had to take them to a course you have played,
good one. Let's keep it professional. Let's go West Sussex. There's nothing better. Yeah,
lovely. In 2 balls or foursomes?
Good
and
question.
If it's foursomes, who's your partner?
2 balls, and it's a quiet day, so we'll flip the 2 balls halfway round. There we'll do that. There you go.
Nice, love it.
Very good. Do you know what? I'm probably going to give that the most interesting 4-ball we've had, because I think historically it's just been like Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and someone ultra famous or like their family. And so, that's probably the best blend we've had. What are you gonna do if you win the Premier League?
I don't know. Me and my mate Craig, we did say we might venture up to Islington. So we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, me and my brother have been gooners forever. I remember my dad saying to me, you've got to support a London football team, being from London. His whole family's QPR rubbish. So he said you can support any London team apart from Chelsea. So Arsenal, prime 2004, 2005, Arsenal.
Good season to start watching him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope they don't win it, but I think they will at this point. So revel in it and get the monkey off the back, and we'll just have to move all criticism to Tottenham instead, which I'm sure you'll be more than happy with. So
absolutely.
Anyway, Alex, thank you very, very much for taking the time. It's been great diving into it all with you. Super, super interesting. Good luck on your quest, ticking off all the rest of the courses up and down the country. And I hope your career kind of continues in the upward trajectory it is. As ever, we are Full Program Golf, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.